Welcome back to Black News Tonight. Let's see what's going on the continent of Africa and around the diaspora. In Brazil, COVID continues to take its toll on the population. More than 100 pregnant women are dying from coronavirus every single month in Brazil. According to the government, that's more than twice last year's rate. With overwhelmed hospitals, researchers are blaming the Brazil's variant of the virus, which seems to be 2 times more contagious and possibly even more deadly than the others. Brazil is now the country where expecting mothers face the highest risk of dying from COVID in all the American continent. Next up, Rwanda, where the French president gave a speech admitting some guilt for Rwanda's genocide. In a key speech on his visit to the African country, French President Emmanuel Macron said he recognizes that France bears a heavy responsibility for the 1994 genocide. In Rwanda's capital, Kigali, at the Genocide Memorial, Macron detailed how France had failed the 800,000 victims of the atrocity, but he stopped short of an apology. Rwandans, who had hoped not only for an apology but also for reparations, are reportedly disappointed. Of course, this is not an uncommon practice. Nations, empires, old ones and current ones, rarely want to offer apologies, partly because there's often no sense of moral responsibility or moral or ethical connection to the people who they've harmed, but also because the next thing that comes up when nations say they're sorry is a request for some money, reparations. It's not enough for a nation to say, hey, we did some harm. If you want to repair the damage done, you must also apologize for the harm. You must take ownership of the harm. That's why the United States caught so much hell in Durban in South Africa in 2001, because they wouldn't acknowledge and apologize for the crimes of slavery. And so when the French don't want to do that in Rwanda, or when the British don't want to do that in India, or we could go on down the list, it speaks to their, not just their lack of moral conviction, but also a deeper political game where they don't want to provide repair for the damage done, reparations is what we're calling for. And until they get that, there will be no justice. Next up, the African continent struggles to vaccinate its citizens. According to the World Health Organization, Africa is in dire need of 20 million second COVID-19 vaccine doses. Millions of AstraZeneca vaccine are needed in order to keep on track of the necessary 8 to 12 week window from the first dose. So far, Africa has given 28 million doses. In comparison, just for context, the United States has given nearly 290 million vaccine doses. In order to provide aid to African countries, the World Health Organization is helping them to produce their own vaccine. On the other hand, some African countries are literally getting rid of the vaccine. Malawi has destroyed 20,000 AstraZeneca doses, and the Democratic Republic of Congo has returned 1.3 million doses due to the fear of the vaccine expiring. Extremely sad news, considering that Africa has given the fewest COVID vaccinations of any continent. A lack of financial resources, a lack of preparation, and short shelf life are some of the factors that prevent the vaccines from reaching the population. Next up, the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Mount Nyiragongo volcano continues to threaten the Congolese city of Goma. Following government orders to evacuate, residents in panic are fleeing to neighboring towns. Although the lava has stopped, implosions and earthquakes continue. At least 31 people have died and 30,000 were forced to leave their homes when the volcano first erupted over the weekend. We'll be right back with more Black News Tonight right after the break. Stay with me.